Okay, so jumping in, guys, the right now there's a lot of topic of conversation in my circle of advisors that I work with around retaining good talent. Now, sometimes that conversation is around sales roles, keeping good advisors, but really more so than lately, it's been around service-based roles, an assistant, an operations manager, a servicing associate, a licensing aide. These people are leaving the job and they're trying to figure out, as in the advisors, the CEOs are trying to figure out why and then how do they stop that. So here's a unique stat. Maybe you know this, maybe you don't, but for all you business owners out there, in 2021, statistically, 1 in 5 of the employees that you started your year with left your firm. That's right. 1 in 5 adults, 20% of adults, quit their job in 2021, not because they were fired, not because they retired or laid off, temporarily furloughed, whatever it was. They quit their job because they were not happy with it. They wanted something new. So that left a lot of people asking why. And that trend, I mean, it hit financial advisors too, just as much. So let's talk about why. Let's talk about why they're leaving and then how you can fix that. So, guys, I actually compiled a short little list here, and these are in no particular order. There's no number one's not better than 2 or 3 or anything. The first of the 4 reasons why your top people leave your firm is because of a toxic work environment. I'm talking culturally. Maybe it's your fault. Maybe you're taking credit for too much. That new client comes on. That client decides not to leave. That big time prospect finally sets the first appointment. Are you, as the advisor and the owner, taking credit for too much? That's the first question. A second question is there too much gossip? Okay. Gossip doesn't always have to be bad, by the way. Gossip can be talking about someone in a positive way behind the scenes. Now, you might be saying that doesn't really sound like a problem. Fact of the matter is, though, when the conversations behind the scenes, even though they're positive, when they're not corrected and not discussed, it's very easy for them to become neutral, and it's very easy for them to become negative. When Sally Sue and John Smith, when they're talking behind the scenes, and even though it's positive stuff, maybe it's neutral stuff, as soon as they get comfortable talking to each other, they build their own private relationship, they're going to start to talk about the negative stuff. And that's just going to bellow out to your team. So ego and gossip in the workplace will rip apart morale more quickly than anything else. And typically, your most talented people are not the ones doing the gossiping. Believe it or not, they're usually not the ones. They typically try to avoid it. Multiple studies have showed that high performers do not like getting involved in workplace gossip, right? They don't. So that's the first thing you want to avoid. Now, the easy way to overcome a toxic work environment is a cultural reset button, hitting that reset button. Once a quarter, taking your team out to do something together, making it mandatory. Yeah, mandatory. Not this, come join us after work for drinks. We're going to spend half the day, we're going to go out to this retreat. No, make it mandatory. Everyone must go. And the entire thing is about team building, getting to know one another, learning new things about each other. And then you, as the business owner, being incredibly vulnerable, right? Be vulnerable. Maybe not so much financial vulnerability, but talk about how you grew up. Talk about your parents. Talk about your kids, your family. Talk about that stuff. It might seem common sense that you're already doing that. And it might seem also like common sense that why would anyone not do that? But the fact of the matter is, toxic work environment that's driven by gossip and sometimes egoism is easily defaulted and fixed by quarterly retreats that are all about fun, not business.